yeah, like I said, I don't got the voice.
You know what? In Miami, there had the guy on 105 a radio station, and he used to do the Quiet Storm at night from 10 to 12. He like, this is the Quiet Storm with such and such. And he had this deep voice. And then what I used to love about the show, he'd play all the R&B hits. And then he'd read a poem that was written by people that, written by the, people that, you know what I'm saying? That was so dope. That was the early 90s.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, that was dope. You know what I mean? I used to tune in every time, and then I go recite the poem to my girlfriend.
or leave it as a voice message. Y'all don't know about that.
Oh, they don't know about that.
Y'all know about leaving the voice message on the phone back.
Hey, how you doing? This is Ced. And I just want to let you know that, I was just thinking about you. I really appreciate you. So I see you at school tomorrow, okay? Then you put the phone
to the phone. Jodeci playing, right?
Can't leave you.
Y'all know about that. Y'all don't know about what we used to.
Man.
I don't know how old you are.
43.
Okay, 44, cool. I'm 51. Right. So, man, but that was the deal back in the day, brother.
My God.
We were, hey, what's up? Yo, this is Brian. Hey, well, actually, not even let me front. I ain't really get them calls like that.
You didn't?
Back in the day. Nah. I was a military brat.
Oh, okay.
And I used to wear these I wore glasses almost all my life. So back in the military, you had these glasses called BCGs.
Okay.
Or birth control glasses is what they
birth control glasses
is what they were really called, right? I mean, if you wore those, it's like you ain't really getting those.
What, they was big or something like that?
Yeah, I mean, them things
like bifocals.
Military issued for dependent glasses. So they weren't stylish and profiling, right? They ain't have the nice trims and none of that.
Dang, that's crazy.
They didn't darken, when you walked outside. No, they were just.
I need to ask my son. My son is in the Marines, so I need to ask him.
Yeah.
Then they got them type of glasses.
They may have shifted, but back in the 90s, we had BCGs.
The BCGs?
Birth control glasses.
Oh, so my goodness.
I wasn't really getting calls like that because I had the BCGs, and so girls weren't really calling my hit.
Well, dark-skinned brothers back then wasn't in like that. So, I call a little flack a little bit.
True.
What saved me, I played football.
Facts.
So that's what saved me. But if I didn't play football, and plus I went to school to be a artist, paint and stuff like that.
Oh, snap.
So that wasn't the most, growing up in Miami, that wasn't the most sexiest thing to be, you know what I'm saying? So I played football. And just so happened I found I was good at it. I was
tall black dude in the
yeah, pretty much.
Getting this Bob Ross.
Yeah, I'm telling you, he's like Leonardo da Vinci, just black version.
He getting this Bob Ross on, painting trees,
all that.
Yo, that's what's up though. So how'd you get into art? Like, did you just have a natural affinity for it?
It was natural. I can remember at 4, man, I just picked up a paper and just started drawing. And then my mom, rest in peace to my mom had realized I can draw. Then when she passed, in the 8th grade, the school, they was offering like a magnet program for students to be like bussed in at this particular school. It's a regular high school, but they had this magnet program where kids was coming from all over. So they had a commercial arts program, and they help you get in school and stuff like that. And yeah, man, I went down there and went there with the school. So I didn't even go to my local high school where I was supposed to went. I caught like 2 buses and a train to get to the school.
That's
all 4 years of high school.
Wow.
Travel like a mug.
Wow, that's dope though. That's dope. Super talented. But as we began, let me introduce everybody, of course, to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to the Indie Unplugged. My name is Vaughan, of course, and today I got an amazing guest. You already see we've been chopping it up a little bit, but today on the Indie Unplugged, we are joined by a true multi-hyphenate, Ced Wynez, recording artist, producer, podcaster, and founder of Cedmatic Records. I said that right?
Yeah.
Raised in Miami's Liberty City, Ced's journey has taken him from Savannah to Atlanta, building a career that blends music, media, and entrepreneurship. His work has been featured in video games, film, and TV, and he has interviewed heavyweights like DJ EFN. I got to figure out how you get these interviews. But DJ EFN, of course, y'all know who he is, of course. Big Gip, PD Crack, and many more. Whether it's through his beats, bars, or broadcasts, Ced is building culture and pushing independent artistry forward. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, let us give a warm welcome to my man, Ced Wynez, to the Indie Unplugged.
Man, that was a great intro.
I love that. That's what I said, man. Yeah, that was good.
Look, I try to do intros really, really good.
You know why I seen the last 3 interviews? I was like, yo, these intros, I don't do my intro like that. Oh, I get that look. Man, that was great.
That's what's up, brother.
That was great.
Yeah.
That was dope, man.
Yeah. So back in the day, That's because you don't find too many people, especially Black brothers, who have an affinity towards art.
Mm-hmm.
I did as well when I was growing up. Now, I didn't pursue it as I figured I wasn't that talented to
Right.
actually really, really do it. But back in the day, I forgot what books those were, but they used to be a magazine. They had the drawing in the back.
Oh
that
yeah,
you
yeah,
could
yeah.
trace.
That you trace and stuff
Had like
yeah,
a little
yeah.
bear, a little
Mhm,
turtle, and all
mhm.
that stuff, right? So I started with that,
Oh, okay.
and I was like, "Yo, this is pretty dope." And I actually took art class where you had to do all the shadings, you had to do the charcoal joints, and all that. I did all of that. I took calligraphy in high school
Nice.
and all that stuff. And I just figured, you know what? I'm actually not that good at doing this. I like it, but it probably wasn't something I really wanted to pursue in that type of art form.
Right.
I was still creative, but I figured, and I loved calligraphy, and I loved actually art. I just never fully pursued it in that capacity. But
Yeah.
you don't find too many people who, especially brothers, who really do that.
Yeah, it's not widely known. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of
Mhm.
brothers out there like I know an artist I went to school with named James Brutus. He does a lot of the murals and stuff like
Okay.
that. And yeah, it's not because it's just not put out there. But it's quite a bit of artists. I even found out here in Atlanta. Matter of fact, I just went to the Atlanta art show a few days ago.
Okay.
They had all these artists, you know what I'm saying, painting and stuff like that. I said, man, I'm gonna have to get really back into it. But it's just not, widely pushed,
Mhm.
especially in our community, it's not widely
Right,
pushed like that.
because we want to either be rappers,
Football players
basketball players, or
or
podcasters.
podcasters. that is a fact. That
Now
is
it's
a fact.
podcasters, right?
Right.
Everybody wants to be a podcaster.
Yeah.
I don't blame them. For yourself, you even do podcasting
Yeah.
and interviews and things like that. I mean, what is it about podcasting that draws people to it? That
I think it's people got a chance to speak their truth and their experiences, and it's a voice. Whereas back when we coming up, there was only two things. You only be able to get your media and news through two spaces: either the news, newspaper, and go to the library.
Facts.
A lot of brothers wasn't going to the library, so you sat around and watch the news, or you get the newspaper in the morning. That was it, or you hear word of mouth. That was it. That was it right there. So you kind of like we kind of had to figure it out. Now, man, shoot, there's so many mediums, man. You can learn, you know what I mean? Now you got to cipher through some of the fake stuff too. Now that's
facts though.
Now you got to cipher through what's real and what's
right.
fake. But the accessibility, the buying equipment, because back then equipment was very expensive. I remember paying for it. But when I started making beats, paying for a Triton, and it cost me a pretty penny.
Yo, that was facts.
Cost me a pretty penny. But now it's like the equipment is very, very affordable. So you don't even need a microphone to really start your podcast. As long as you got your phone and the content is good, you might have something.
That's facts though. The barrier to entry to any of this has been lowered.
Facts.
Costs have dropped significantly, whether it's video production, whether it's music production. And a lot of times, kids, when we were growing up, we didn't have a lot of money to really, and my parents, my mom didn't have a lot of money. My stepdad didn't have a lot of money to say, hey, I want to buy this MPC or this Triton or Yamaha, whatever.
Yeah.
They're like, yo, this is $1,500, $2,000. I can't get that for you.
Yeah,
but
like,
today,
like my brother plays the saxophone. My brother Eric, and I remember that he got the saxophone through school. And my grandmother did her best to get him. I think she ended up getting him a saxophone eventually. But I remember that was expensive. So I can imagine she was complaining all the time trying to buy this dog on saxophone for him. You know what I mean? But pretty much, he had to get it through the school while he was playing in the band. You know what I mean? So yeah, equipment back then, man, was hella. It was not as affordable back then. It wasn't, man. So
yeah,
now, man, I seen the studio set up now for $1,000.
Easy.
And that's somebody's 2 paychecks, right?
And it has everything you need.
Everything you need. Everything comes on in Pro Tools, FL Studio, mic, interface.
That's right.
2 monitors. You good to go.
You're good to go. And now you don't even need the big monitors like these Rockets over here or Yamahas. You can get some small joints. Now they got the little small things you can purchase, desktop speakers, 3.5 that you can purchase if you just want to hear. Sometimes you may even just need some headphones just to hear yourself for reference. And
Now if you want to get into the the engineering, the technical part, then of course you know, you can either hire somebody to do it or you
Right.
do it yourself. I personally like to hire people to
I'm
do it.
hiring somebody. Y'all know me. I'm hiring somebody.
Yeah, I rather prefer to hire somebody to do some things with it, but yeah, but ultimately when you're in the beginning, you don't need it. You really don't need all the stuff. At least not said. Now, if you want to
Yeah.
decide to take it further, like you know, like you guys doing now, then yeah. But starting out, nah, you don't need that much.
Right. And that's why I tell people, especially independents, man, because a lot of times they see things on Instagram and social media that's like, oh, I gotta have that, and it's like, you absolutely don't have to have that.
Mm-mm.
You can just have a laptop, 25 key MIDI keyboard, Logic, which is probably the cheapest out of them all.
Yep.
Right, perpetual license, and get to work.
That's it.
And some monitors, they got $99 monitors you can buy, and you good.
I always say I live by this. It's no excuses.
There is no excuse.
It's no excuses. Now, when we was coming up, might have a little excuse.
Yeah.
Now, it's no excuse now. I don't want to hear from artists be talking about, man, well, Ced is hard. No, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it where the barrier entry is low and accessibility to equipment is, that's two paychecks you could save. That's two, what my camera? That's two, that's
right
two
there,
paychecks that you can save up.
That's right.
2 paychecks. And some of y'all making $20, $25, $30 an hour. That's 2 paychecks you can save up and buy you some equipment to get your thing started.
Yo, look, I'm gonna give you one even better.
There you go.
If you go to Zounds.com.
Oh, don't you do that. Don't you
go to Zounds.
Don't you do that. Don't you do that. No, sir.
He said, no, sir. No, sir. You know, and I get it. I get it. I, from my perspective, what I'm hearing him say is, don't put yourself in like a debt to purchase your music equipment, right?
But if you have to,
go
ahead and Z-Sound. I mean, Z-Sound what?
Yeah, Zounds. Yeah, I made many purchases through.
That's a fact.
Through Zounds.
You too.
But you don't want to put yourself in debt, which means you're not going to go out and buy $20,000 worth of equipment and be like, yo, I'm good. But if you know you need a MIDI keyboard, I mean, you got MIDI keyboards that's $150. Boom, you good to go. Like I bought a Native Instruments keyboard, 25 keys.
25 keys,
like $99.
And
you ain't got to put that. You ain't got to put that on Zounds.
You don't. Facebook Marketplace is your friend.
Yo, matter of fact, hey, by the time this interview come out, which is going to be a couple of days, like I got some NPCs on Facebook Marketplace right now.
You do?
I'm trying to sell. Like,
hold on. Hold on, I'm gonna go on Facebook Marketplace. See what you got.
Yeah. Nah, I got 4 NPCs, but I'm selling 2.
Hey.
I got a live
NPCs.
You know what?
Why?
You know what? Consumerism.
He just collected stuff for no reason.
Consumerism is what really did it.
I had to stop doing it.
I had to stop doing that too, which is why I haven't bought anything. And so, yeah, I got out of that. I made a whole video about consumerism and gear lust and learning the gear that you got and not having to buy the latest and greatest. But I started off with the MPC one. And so I have an MPC one that I'm selling that one.
Okay.
And then I bought a MPC X, which is sitting over there.
That's it. Okay.
Right. And then they came out with the Key 37.
I saw that one.
And I was like, yo.
You go get it?
Yeah, I already got it. I'm selling that one too.
Why?
What am I using it for?
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm going to sell that one. And then for some reason, consumerism, y'all got to really be aware of consumerism. Companies will bait you into this whole thing. And I was like, you know what? I want to try live too. I was like, I don't think I like the design of it. I don't think I'm going to like the functionality of it because you got to do a lot of menu diving. Yeah, so I bought a live too.
Dang, that's crazy.
And I debated which ones I wanted to keep. And through conversation with a couple of homies, and because they use a lot of classic MPCs, MPC
2000,
100.
I ain't seen the 3000. I ain't seen the 3000. Wow, that to me that was the best one.
Yeah. Oh,
3000 was the best one.
Yeah, I think they would disagree because
you think they would disagree?
Yeah, because
I think 3000 was the best one. I used to make beats on the two. Because that's a classic one, right? The 2000 XL.
Yes,
pretty much every producer in the game probably started on that one. But you did more with that 3000, man. It just made it easier to chop up samples and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And
is that the one that you had to actually you had numbers?
Yeah, that's the one. And it was a little bit bigger, you know what I'm saying? And then you could get them in different colors too. That was dope about it. You know what I'm saying? So they were selling them in different colors and stuff like that. But see, what messed me up with the consumerism was I worked at Guitar Center.
And you got a discount.
and I got a discount.
That's not good.
That was
That's not.
yeah. Sip the you know, yeah.
No, that is not
It
good.
it was not.
Oh my God.
It was not good. I worked at Guitar Center from. This when I had moved back. I had actually moved back from Savannah because I started making music in Savannah, Georgia.
Okay.
Childless in Savannah, and I ended up moving back in 2007. And I got a job at Guitar Center at the end of like December 2007. Once I got that job, it was over with. I just started buying. I was buying stuff for no reason. I brought me a rolling keyboard, the rolling what's the XV? What's the no? My bad, the Phantom.
Yeah,
like the rolling Phantom, the Phantom. I brought that. I ain't even need it because I still had my Triton.
But once again, that is how consumerism get people. You see it, especially if you're in an environment where you're already getting a discount on it, and it's like, you know what? And I'm sure they probably did like, okay, we can take it at your paycheck, you know, for $40 a month or whatever the case. I don't know how.
Nah,
you know,
no, let me tell you how they did it. This how crazy it was at that time. They had to stop doing it. First of all, you can put it on layaway, and you can have it on. The employees can have it on layaway for forever if you wanted to.
Wow,
that was the good trick, right? So we used to get all a bunch of stuff to put on layaway.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, we used to buy the equipment at the price the store paid for.
Exactly, which is mad different than the price that we pay for.
Exactly. So, friends, for example, if you was to buy what's the mic the Norman 80 U87.
Norman, yeah.
So let's say that's like a $4,000 mic pretty much, right? Maybe more than that. But anyway, let's say $5,000. The store brought it at $2,000. That's what you would pay for.
Yep. So you was getting crazy discounts.
Man, the discount was crazy.
Yeah.
We get stuff $600 at $200.
Mm-hmm.
So they kind of like had to stop that a little.
I'm sure
Because that was their model for years.
Then they kind of they were like, he looks like he's going to get things at a discount because he looks like he's the one.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah, there's not him. No, we're not gonna hire him.
Not gonna hire him. He looks like he wants to buy things at discount. But yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing is consumerism, and I think that's something that music producers, not even just music producers in production. I think it's video too, because I do a lot of video stuff, and like I own 7 cameras, but why though?
Dang.
It's like why you own so many cameras? I got 4 for here, and then I got 2 that I take out because these cameras don't go anywhere. They stay here unless I'm gonna take the podcast mobile, then I'll break it down and then I'll take them.
Right.
But for the most part, they stay here. So I got 2 cameras that I actually will go out and do other stuff with.
You know, I thought that was normal with men and women that do film. I thought they'd have multiple cameras just in case one goes down or run out of space. I know they got the cars and everything, but they run out of space or maybe they come through with I don't know. You know what I mean? So I'm thinking multiple cameras. I think that's a good idea. But damn, 7?
Yeah. I'm like, that's consumerism, ladies and gentlemen. Don't buy into it.
Yeah.
Don't get into it because it will. You got what you got. I was talking to a friend of mine about it today. Yesterday. You got what you need already. You don't need anything else. What you got today, you can make music on. Be satisfied with what you got because you know they come out with an MPC3.
No, don't say that.
So
Stop.
They already got the images and everything. I posted the images on my Instagram. And everybody's been going crazy about it. And it's the actual full images. I already knew when the images were going to come out on the 23rd.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because they got the FCC filing that you can actually go look at. And then on the 23rd, it said the internal and external photos are going to be available. Yeah, I'm a nerd when it comes to stuff like that.
My wife going to kill me if I buy that.
Don't buy it.
Because
if you got a Live 2, I don't know what you got. If you got a Live 2, you don't need a Live 3. If you got a Key 61, Key 37, you don't need a Live 3.
Well,
Now,
I would love to have an MP. I would love to have an MPC just to have.
Yeah.
See, I might not even use it. Just want to just have it in the studio.
See.
Oh
crazy.
Man, yeah, it's crazy. Stop doing that.
So, Ced, for you, when you got to Savannah, you said you started making music. What transpired for you from going from art into music?
Okay, so from art. Okay, so I went to South Miami Senior High, and that's why I started kind of see I could take art a little serious, right? Then I started playing football, high school football, and I realized, okay, I'm pretty good. Let me see how far I can take this. So I ended up going to Savannah State in 2001, and I was trying to play football, but I couldn't play football because of my grades and stuff like that. So I end up coming back home. So the art thing kind of just dwindled out the picture. I still was sketching in my sketchbook and stuff like that just to keep up my my skills and practice and stuff. But as far as like take it seriously, I didn't take it seriously. I know my teacher was trying to get me into Maryland Institute at the time, but again, I'm playing football, so I'm like, hey, I can really do some things with this football thing, and of course, it pays more money if I get to the NFL, So that didn't happen, and then I end up coming back to Miami, and I come back to Miami after college. Had a couple kids, and we end up moving to Savannah. So what happened was before I moved to Savannah, I found out my brother was making beats.
Okay.
I think it was before, and I found out my brother was making beats, and I was like, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm making some beats." I'm like, "What the heck is that?" Beats.
Right.
I ain't never heard that term. You know what I mean? I heard producing, but I never heard that term. So he was
because that's why there's a difference between the two.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There you go. It's definitely a difference. Sometimes you dub as a beat maker, sometimes you dub as a producer. Definitely. So that's why I say I ain't never heard that term. Like, what the heck is beats? You know what I mean? So he was making beats. Now, mind you, he plays saxophone, so he's more musically inclined than I am. Playing, I said, so he was working on FL Studio, and I said, okay, cool. I think I can do that. So when I was back in Savannah, I end up going to a music store and buying a Triton.
Okay.
I end up buying empty my bank account. So my wife had who I'm married to now at the time, and she was pissed because I ended up the bank account to go buy this Triton. So I brought this Triton, man, and started making beats and stuff like that. And then what kind of got me going forward with the music was my cousin's boyfriend at the time. We still cool today. They got a kid together, and he came up from Miami to Savannah. They came up. He brought all the studio equipment. So I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm in the music industry." You what? So because I didn't know.
Right.
So when I got in, I didn't know nobody. I didn't know no soul about nobody in. I didn't know. So when I met him, that's when I started to get deep and dive into the music industry and stuff like that. Learning from him, we promoting and learning how to market and stuff like that. So I started like seeing what he doing and stuff like that. So end up going back to Miami, but now I have more of a knowledge of the music. End up going back to Miami, working at Guitar Center. That's when I started meeting more guys that was like playing instruments. So now I'm learning from different genres. I'm learning from rock. I'm learning about now I'm learning about like Jimi Hendrix and Kiss and all these, Stevie Ray Vaughan, you know what I mean? I think I pronounced his name right.
You did, because it's my same name.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So the blue, yeah, right. So and I'm learning about, guitars and different, I'm just learning about different instruments that I ain't really learned before, you know what I mean? And just learning more about production, learning more about engineering. And I'm working on projects, and I started meeting artists. So now I'm starting meeting artists now. Now I meet more and more artists than I ever before in Savannah. You know what I mean? So I'm producing a couple of artists in Savannah, but when I moved back to Florida, more artists I was producing and everything like that. So opportunity. So in 2010, it was an opportunity for me to move to Atlanta. Now it wasn't the best circumstances, but I ended up moving to Atlanta because of my dad.
Okay.
My pops. My pops was sick. I ended up moving. So I said, well, he was in Macon, Georgia, and I want to be closer to him.
Okay.
I didn't want to move to Macon, so I said I moved to Atlanta. I've been to Atlanta before, but I was like, I'm gonna move to Atlanta. He ended up passing away as the month I got here. So I ended up saying, you know what? I just might as well just stay. Upon me staying, I found out Atlanta had a really dope, competitive music scene. So I was like, what am I even know. I really didn't know that. So I got gratiated more into the scene, and I started meet more people. So what I did was, my strategy was, okay, cool. What's the radio stations I could listen to? So after I fell onto this, I was working security, and I fell onto this radio station, WRFG.
Okay.
And I started listening to my boy Big Vic at night, riding dirty radio late at night, and all the independent artists were getting the music on it. So I'll be calling in, I call in, support the show and stuff, because I would just listen to it at night. Call in, support the show. Then I started meeting artists from the show. I said, oh, this is working. Then one day, my partner, my boy Blizzum,
Oh, you on Blizzum?
Yeah, K100 Radio. Yeah. Shout out to
Hey.
Blizzum.
What's up, Blizzum?
What's up, Blizzum?
I told Blizzum, not to cut you off.
Yeah.
But Kelby, you know Kelby.
Yeah. I was just with them. I was the event at Our Lounge a week ago.
I was there.
You was?
Yeah.
You should have seen me there. I had the shirt on. I was there.
I'm sure I did.
You probably did. I was there.
I was there too. I had a black version of this shirt on.
Really?
Yeah.
How the hell we missed each other? I was there.
I was there.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and Blizzum was on Big Vic's XL show. So I was like, okay, who's Blizzum? So I started to get his information and started listening to his show. Then he had the Illa Kill. He had
Now go ahead.
He had the Illa Kill. I got a couple records on his Illa Kill show. I got ill, got killed a couple of them, you know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? So, but I still was, I still supported his show no matter what. And I started producing a couple records for him after a while, man.
That's dope.
Yeah, man.
That's dope.
And
look, because not to cut you, I had the flyer. yeah, because Kelby made the flyer.
He sure did.
He did. I was like, yo,
and here's the thing though. At the last minute, I had went because I knew I wanted to go.
Yeah, see, look at that.
How the heck we missed each other? That's crazy. Yeah, so and they just pretty much how it started. Met my partner Di. We played football. We was playing semi-pro together in Savannah, and he was doing music.
Okay.
So he was rapping and stuff like that. He's from Harlem, New York, and he was the first artist that ever rapped on one of my beats. At first, and he was being honest. While making these beats, he was like, "Said you ain't there yet." I'm like, "Damn,
that's okay though."
But it was okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of took it a little personal though. Di. but be honest, I wasn't there yet. I definitely was nowhere near it. So after a while, I made a beat that for him to rap on. And he said, "Man, I'm gonna rap on this beat to give you some confidence." So he did that. It did give me some confidence. I went back and got better. And then yeah, man, it took a while for me to even do records for him now because he's kind of very picky on what type of records. And that's good because it kind of sharpens up my game. And now, man, we rocking. We still rocking to this day.
Yeah, that's what's up, brother. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing people don't understand is that you're gonna suck in the beginning. It's gonna be horrible in the beginning.
Oh, horrible.
I did a whole live stream on, and I played like 50 of the worst beats I've ever made.
Dang, I still got mine.
I got mine. I still got mine. Because for me, it shows progression.
Yep.
It shows where I first started to where I am now. And it's like, yo, can you see the progression from where you were? And I know y'all got the same, y'all understand this as producers, artists, singers, rappers, whatever. You in the beginning, horrible. But as you progress and as you learn and as you keep at it and build up that muscle memory and you build up the skill set, you can be like, oh, yo,
bunch of researching,
practice.
I mean, everyday practice. I mean, hell, I put my relationship on Jeopardy. You know, a lot of relationships I put Jeopardy because you have to practice. I understand, practice. You know what I mean? But you still gotta practice. And I tell artists like, look at the value in rehearsing. I say the reason why a lot of the performance is trash, right? A lot of performers, even for major artists, they don't take the time to rehearse. Why you think Beyonce is where she is now? She know the value of practice or rehearsing. You rehearse. That's practice.
You gotta do it.
You gotta do it. You gotta do it. You don't have to rent out a rehearsal space. You don't. Practice in the mirror at the house. Listen to your music. You know what I'm saying? And, okay, cool, And you ever seen the DVD Art of 16 Bars?
No, I haven't, but I heard it was good though.
Everybody needs to see that. That was made like in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
But it's still relevant to the day. KRS-One said something that was profound when he was doing this segment. He said that, you don't want to continue to freestyle your career. You don't want to, you know what I mean? So he's saying like, you don't want to keep weakening your career. He said when he get to a venue, he get there early. He look at the stage. He see how big the stage is. He see, okay, if somebody performing, he'll stand in the back of the house. He said, he don't want nobody to bother him. He say, look, I'm studying right now. I'm studying. Leave me alone.
Mm-hmm.
He'll stand in the back of the house or back of the club, whatever, and see, okay, well, is this person over here is rocking? Well, why this person ain't doing this? Okay, cool. I know when to stand. And he always say, look, have something to take off, like layers, have layers. So that way the crowd get to know, the audience get to know you, feel comfortable. Now, okay, cool, I'm comfortable. Man, watch the art of 16 bars. Every single artist, producer, record label, whatever you trying to do, that will change the way you see yourself as an artist, yourself as a producer, a performer, and even if you decide you want to own your own label or run your label and have artists. I'm telling you, art of 16 bars.
Yeah, I think the stigma around artist development is, of course, non-existent.
Non-existent.
And I think that a lot of independents don't want the feedback that comes with artist development. It's a lot of work that you got to do. I mean, I had Butterby Rocka. I don't know if you know who Butterby Rocka is, but I had Butterby Rocka on the interview like a while ago, and she was talking about her early career and how they had set up this artist development community, and she was in this community with the people that are super big in today's music, Usher and a whole bunch of other artists, and how they would run up hills and practice and do these all types of activities and perform and all that. Now she got hurt, and so she had to take a lot of time off, and that kind of what derailed her career from where she thought it was going to be, because she was on track to be, in that same lane as like Usher and some of those other stars. But that's something that artists either they take it for granted, it's non-existent, because I'm a fan of Motown.
Okay.
And I love the Motown, that Q&A, that QA they used to do, right? So it's like, okay, you bring your music in, we're going to listen to it. I love the movie, The Temptations, because he was like, Barry Gordy was like, would you rather buy a sandwich or buy this album? Or buy this, buy this album. And they were like, we'd rather buy a sandwich. Then it was like, this ain't good enough then. Go back and fix it.
Ooh.
I loved that. I was like, I love that.
I said this, like, artists, and that's everybody, we got to understand the product that we trying to sell is not a necessity. So you got to convince, and that's what Barry Gordy was trying to say. You got to convince this person, either I'm going to buy your album for $10 or I'm going to buy a piece of toilet paper. Because your music, nobody needs it.
Exactly. But I need toilet paper, though.
But I need toilet paper.
Right.
I need some toilet paper. I need paper towels. I need that baby wipes.
I need that sandwich.
I need that sandwich too. I'm hungry. So you got to convince people. And that's what, and I think that's what we artists and a lot of people don't understand, is like, we got to convince the audience that you need to listen and buy my music. And you got to give them a reason to not spend the $10 to buy that sandwich or toilet paper and go buy your album. You got to convince. You got to do a lot of convincing.
You are in essence, a salesperson.
Facts.
Right. I mean, you may not be going door to door sales. You may, because Cardi B currently is out there on the street selling her music and peddling her album. You may have to. You may have to go back to brass tactics or use old school methods today, because when you think about marketing, you think about branding, it can be very oversaturating, especially to get your music heard on streaming platforms like Spotify, Tidal, Apple Music, whatever. But how can you start to drive more traffic to your own space?
Right.
And you may have to use some of these different tactics that I think people don't really want to use today, right? Or, I mean, you're a salesperson. I mean, you're literally convinced me why I need to listen to your music or to buy your music.
Yeah, and artists, they neglect, and shout out to Q the question, because he do a lot of street promo up in Philly. And he said, man, people neglect the street promo or whatever because they rely too much on the internet, even though I'm paraphrasing what he's saying. But he said, think about this. When you get in your car, everybody now is on the internet. When you get in your car, what you see, we say, when you drive, you see billboards, right? So yeah, it said, they ain't nothing but a big old poster. Ain't nothing but a big old poster.
That's it.
Are they advertising the marketing? He said, yeah. I said, yeah. He said, yeah. Everybody's not on the internet. Everybody's not.
That is true, though. Not everybody's on the internet.
Not everybody's on
Right.
the internet. And then not everybody got time to be on the internet all day. If you driving to work, you ain't got no time to be on the internet. So what you just not, so they neglect that part and don't think like, yo, people do got to drive to work.
Right.
People do got to, on the bus stops. We look at buses. Matter of fact, I think what Lotto had the big old on the MARTA buses. She had the whole her album on the MARTA buses. I think Lil Wayne did that before with his Carter 4 album. Like they understood, like, hey, we can attack the internet, but also, hey, everybody not on the internet. A lot of people in the street. We got to get in the street.
Yeah, there has to be other modes of visibility for your music, right?
Yeah.
So whether it's billboards, whether it's putting on buses. I mean, I've seen logos on cars. Made me go, oh, yo, who's that? I wonder what they do.
Facts.
Let me find out. Or it has to be other methods that you're using, and not just let me put a post on Instagram, because not everybody on Instagram is going to see
it.
your post.
No,
and
they don't even show it, Instagram and Facebook. They don't even show it to everybody anyway.
Of course. So you gotta, if you think you posted on Instagram and you think people are going to see it the first time, then not, you got to post that thing like a bunch of times.
You know what I started doing on my YouTube channel? I started reposting my beats that I had that I posted like 4 years ago, and I just repost them and maybe change the title a little bit. And now I seen that gets more it's getting more traction. You know what I'm saying? So I'm taking beats that is I'm just reposting them because they get down, YouTube channel, they get down on a channel, unless it shows up on somebody's search algorithm or something like that, it's just gonna sit there. So I said, you know what, let me repost this because somebody may lease it, buy it, whatever. And that's exactly what happened. I reposted an old beat that I made 4 years ago. Just the other day, somebody got it.
See, you gotta use different methods, different tactics.
Exactly.
So we're talking about, marketing, branding, different tactics, music production, and all that. So on the podcast the other day, we were talking about this new artist that is out. I want to get your perspective on this.
Okay.
Her name is Janiyah Monáe.
Janiyah Monáe. Okay.
And so,
Yeah.
Yes. Supposed to be a super dope artist, right? Got some great music that's out there trending. Just got a record deal, $3 million record deal, right? Makes great music, but it's not a real person.
Yeah, I think it's AI. Yeah,
it's the AI person, right? So what's your take as a person who does music, produce? What's your take on AI in music, especially around like Suno, Udio, right? Suno is kind of like the bigger one.
Yeah.
But whether it's either of those, AI voice cloning, things like that, how do you see AI's impact on the world of music production?
It's gonna come. Right now, the biggest thing I've been reading is the biggest thing about who owns the music, who owns the copyrights. That's been like the biggest thing, because obviously AI is not going to go nowhere.
Exactly,
it's here to stay. So we as producers and content creators and artists, we got to find a way to use some of this stuff to leverage what we got going on, because it's here to stay. You know what I mean?
That's right.
So now the big problem is now it's about who owns it, who owns the copyright. Because I think Suno just got it, if I'm not mistaken, hopefully somebody look it up. You know what I mean? But Suno was getting, I think Suno, one of those AI music companies was getting sued.
They got getting sued.
Yeah, they got like a big lawsuit because they taking other producers' music and you know what I mean? So that's been like the big thing. And then like I said, the music been well, who owns this music? So that's been the biggest thing. But as far as like the AI artists, I saw this coming. It was we saw that it was coming, man. It was bound to happen because of too many. It's too many. With music, the thing about this, I just had a conversation about this the other day too. It's too many hands in the pot. It's too many. With music, it's no other industry where 20 people will be on one song.
That's crazy.
Like literally, like 20 people. It bare minimum at least 5 people, because you got the artist, you got the songwriter, because the artists don't have to write their own music. You got the beat maker, the producer,
because they can be two different people.
You got the engineer.
Yep.
Now, of course, you got the record label. Then you got the distributor. That's 7 entities right there. That's and not to mention if you have the
BGVs on there.
Oh my God!
Or if you got instrumentation.
So so with that just one song, you have so many people that need to get paid, and with the labels, it seems like they not getting their business. They getting their business right, and it's kind of hard to track down people and stuff like that. So I think it's come down to like a frustration. Like, all right, we need to make this more. We can be able to still put out artists, but we don't have to deal with so many people.
That's true.
You know, we don't have to deal with so many people. Like in the sync world, like the number one problem that sync people they have, you know, like music supervisors and stuff, tracking down people who owns the music.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Track it down. Okay, well, you know, when they say, oh, we like this song to use in a trailer or something like that, and then you got to track down the beat maker or the producer. Then you got to track down the artist. Now the artist might have a feature on there. Now you got to track him or her down.
Mm-hmm.
You know, well, who wrote this? Now you got, well, who wrote the song? Oh, well, I got a songwriter wrote. Got to track somebody down. And well, we got to place this song by, you know how sync work. You know, we got to place this song by Tuesday, and it is Sunday.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And we ain't got time.
And we ain't got time. And we got to and we got to put it in the trailer about to release on Thursday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we got to get all this stuff done. So, you know, and that's been the issue, you know, been issue just trying to find all these people, man, and moving parts and stuff like that with music. So I think the label's like, you know what, man, screw all this. You know what I mean? Screw all this. Let's do this. Oh, AI came around. Oh, then they're like, hey, what we sign an artist and stuff. Boom, there you go.
Yeah, it's you know, on the podcast we were talking about it, and you know, it's easier for me if I'm I use the term Joe Schmo sitting in his tidy whities, right? Making music on Suno, I can put, you know how many songs I can push out? Crazy. And they asked
Probably about 20.
Sound good. Or at least good enough. But of course, AI is going to get better and better and better and better to where it already sounds like it's mixed, maybe even mastered,
yeah.
Right? And if it's not mastered, you could use tools. Max, I ain't even trying to get you out of gems on how you could do it. Right?
Man.
But from independent perspective, you make your own music.
Facts.
Then if you want to get it mastered and you want to use like Lander to master it, you could do that. But don't put
and that's AI too.
That's still AI. It's
AI too.
It is though.
It's AI too.
You're taking AI from Suno and Udio, creating AI music with it and putting in an AI mastering tool to get your music. I guess. You know, it almost got you to the point the other day I was like, man, forget I'm about to make an AI artist. Shoot. Forget it.
Hey man, I was like, Cinematic Records, man, might be an AI label. I've been thinking about it. I've been like, I've really been thinking about it. I've been looking into it. I'm like, because I got to the point where now, man, except for my core artists, I don't even work with artists anymore like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? As far as like, because a couple artists, man, say, you want to manage me? Nope.
I don't want to manage anybody.
I'm not doing the management thing. I done did that twice, and I'm like, nah, I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm good.
What was it about management that kind of deterred you from getting back into it?
Man, you a therapist. you probably you a baby daddy without being a baby daddy. You know what I'm saying? Man, you know, because you gotta inject yourself. You damn near gotta inject yourself into the artist's life in some form of fashion. Because if something wrong with them, then you gotta find out, okay, what's wrong, and then you might be the closest person they can consult, you know, confide in. You know what I mean? So now, you know, you up at 2:00 in the morning. Hey, what's going on? Oh man, I'm and I'm like, well, did you perform or did you do this or do that? But yeah, but this what happened, and then now you know, and it's like, okay, you know, all right, cool. Well, send me this, send me that, you know, and a lot of artists are not professional. You know, they're not professional because, again, the barrier entry to the music industry is so easy. So you ain't gonna get a lot of professional people, and artists included.
Right.
So you're not dealing with the artists not being professional, and man, it just more of a babysitting. And two, it's managers get the blood into the stick because the artist can leave you and go get another.
That's facts.
Another manager. They can. I mean, it is what it is.
I saw a post today about I forgot whose thing it was on, but they were talking about artists or managers robbing artists, right? And they were like, yeah, and the manager were, you know, robbing the artist and taking the money. And it's like, well, managers only make money if you make money.
Facts.
Like, what am I robbing? Like, if you make money, then that's how I make money. And that your manager should not really be the one that's managing your money.
That's a fact.
I don't know if y'all know that or not, right?
Yeah.
But your manager should not be managing your money. You should have a business manager who
or
does
accountant.
that. Yeah, or an
Or accountant.
CPA accountant,
Mhm.
somebody like that who is actually managing your money that you can then pay people out of. Like now that person should be helping you distribute the money and paying people from that perspective, your financial records and keeping up with your taxes and all that stuff. But
Facts.
your personal manager shouldn't be the person that's
Right.
that's really doing that.
Right. You think that some of the managers at Walmart manage
The paychecks?
manage to pay?
Nah.
Nah, they got somebody specifically for that. That's why they got a payroll department.
Exactly. So you need a payroll department for you, right?
There you go.
So I 100% feel you on that, because when I was managing, that's kind of how I felt in the whole thing. Like before I start managing anybody, we sit down and we have a conversation, and I have a list of questions that I ask.
Yeah, you should have about like 20
like,
questions.
They're like, yeah, you probably more of it. They be like, yo, B, really? You got, yep.
Yeah, this is the interview?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, this is the interview right here. Like,
yeah.
you asked me to manage you, so I got a whole bunch of questions. I still got the questions today, lady. So I'm not managing anybody, but still.
No,
but
they do that.
I ask questions about, do I got to worry about baby mama drama or baby daddy drama?
Mm-hmm.
Do you got baby mamas and baby daddies? Yes.
Are you on child support?
Are you on child support? That's going to play a big factor, because that's going to eat into your funds.
Eat into my funds,
right?
too.
Right, exactly. Are you on child support? Do you got to pay anybody court fees
and all that?
And are you in legal trouble in any kind of capacity?
Can you travel?
Can you travel? That's right.
That's the thing. Can you travel?
Can you travel?
Can you travel?
Do you have transportation?
There you go.
Not even just travel outside of, maybe interstate or interstate and intrastate, but can you get from here to there?
Yeah.
Right? If you need to go to a studio session, do we got to Uber you, or do you got to take a bus?
Take a bus. Right.
Right.
There you go.
I trust. I'm asking I'm like, yo, and I tell them, I'm about to dig into a lot of your personal life. If you asking me to manage, I'm gonna dig into a lot of your personal life.
How's your credit?
How's your credit?
Let me know your credit score.
Exactly.
Let me know your credit. Why is that important? Why is it important? Because it's finance, dude. Because if you ain't you got bad credit,
you got bad credit. You're not.
Let's stop it right there. Like, if you got bad credit, bro, that you ain't pay them back. Y'all know you ain't gonna pay me.
Oh, I asked, do you do drugs?
There you go.
Do you smoke weed? Do you do? Trust me. I ask. They're like, yo, why you asking me all these questions?
Do you go out?
Do you go out? Do you spend a lot of time in the club? Mm-hmm. How do you spend your money?
Oh, you stripping? Okay, cool. How often you at the strip club?
I ask
all that.
A lot of questions, y'all. And and if you want a good manager, they should be asking those types of questions, because then that's the manager that cares about you as an artist and wants to help elevate you to whatever level you need to be at. And I think that's the thing, is a lot of times people want managers to do a lot of other things that managers aren't supposed to do.
Facts.
And it's like, I'm not going to do all that stuff, because that's not what I'm supposed to do. And the other side of it, why I got out of it, is you want to try to jip me out of stuff. And it's like, but I'm the person that's working the hardest for you.
Yeah.
And you want to, I got to, well, if you take this little percentage and like, yo, do you want me to work or you want me not to work?
There you go. The last artist I had, the one artist I managed, he's a dope artist, very dope artist. I'm not gonna take nothing away from him, but what he was, he had one foot in and one foot out.
Mm.
So I spent a lot of my time trying to convince him, like, bro, if we do this for a year, this is where you probably going to be, but you got to do this for the year, and this is how. And I even laid down like a little budget. I said, this is how much you might want to have to spend.
Right.
Well, I want to say spend, invest. You might have to invest. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so, but every time you talk about conversation about money, that's when things get get iffy. And it don't be money about necessarily them. At least it don't be money about that. It's just like, no, this is what we're gonna have to, and you're gonna have to invest. And I think he didn't understand that. Okay, yeah, you gonna have to put in a lot of investment. This is you. I'm just managing. Now, if I got to start putting in my own money, then we a label now.
Yeah.
Now I'm a label. Now I'm a label.
Now
let me get the masters then. You know what I'm saying?
But people don't consider that. They don't think about that. It's like, once you move into that type of space, you're now a label. And if I got to come out of pocket, there has to be some type of ROI that whether it's through repayment or recoupment, or some master stuff, some public, something actually has to come through it if I now got to put up money because your manager shouldn't be paying for
Shouldn't be paying not a dime.
for anything,
Not a dime.
right? Your manager should be finding investors
Right.
for you that can invest into your career to put you in spaces and places you may not be able to get into. So
Yeah.
So not to name any names, and if he watches the show, once again, of course, I got nothing but love for you. No shade. That's why I would never tell anybody, I would never mention names. But I was managing an artist, and the first show that I got, right, I'm not a booking manager either, right?
Yeah. So now you already overstepping.
So I'm
you're already out of position.
I'm already out of position, right? Because there was a guy that I knew that was doing business with the marketing team for the Charlotte Hornets.
Okay.
And they were putting on this huge concert with the Charlotte Hornets.
Is this in Charlotte, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to mention his name.
And I'm like,
I think I know. I might have known because.
Well, his name you can say. You don't have to be the artist.
Oh, okay. Is it Chuck T?
Yeah.
Chuck T. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, I used to live in Charlotte for 2 years.
For real?
And that's how I met Chuck T.
Yeah. So it was Chuck T, right?
Okay.
So the guy that I knew was working with Chuck T.
Okay.
And putting on this concert for the Charlotte Hornets.
Gotcha.
So you probably knew about it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he's still doing it. I think he's still doing it.
I think he's still doing it. But this year, the year that we did it, it was I want to say Jay Silas, but it's not Jay Silas. But his name is Silas, though. Maybe it's just Silas is the name of the rapper. But it was Silas, the Ruffins.
Okay.
It was Sunshine Anderson.
Hey.
Right?
I think they all from Carolina, are they?
No, the Ruffins from Baltimore.
Baltimore, but Sunshine Anderson from Carolina.
I think she's from Carolina.
Yeah, I think she's from Carolina.
Yeah. So this was the headline, right? You got the Ruffins as the headline,
yeah.
Sunshine Anderson and Silas, and
nice,
right? And then my artist.
Ooh,
that was the first concert that, and I'm already overstepping because I'm not a booking manager. But my homie was like, "Yo, you manage? You got?" Hey, I was like, "Yup, I got an artist that I think will be perfect for this." He was like, "Bet, let's go."
Nice.
We drove up to Charlotte, did the show, came back.
Nice. You
be a great show,
man. You be feeling good when things come to fruition. Yeah. Like okay, you feel like okay, we got. You just feel really good. Like okay, this is you set out a plan. You made some contacts, made some connects, and it actually happened. Your artists go out there, deliver a good show, come off the stage. Man, that was dope, man. We needed it. It was like, dang, you know what? We all accomplished something. So it's supposed to be a building point.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, man, it just don't work out.
Yeah. So I just got out of it. A couple things happened. I just got out of it, and I said, you know what? It's probably not what I really want to do. I think I'm good at it. A lot of people ask me, "Hey, what's up?" Nah, I'm good.
You know what? I remember an artist I met. Cause I do Uber and I drive full time, and he was like, "Yeah, show me his Instagram and stuff. Check out his music." Right then, because any artist get in my car, I'm like,
"Yeah, let's go.
Let's talk. Oh, you're an artist? All right. Well, where I can find you? You gonna play my music right now? You show in? Because I ain't telling who I was. I just I'll put him on the spot.
That's right.
And he was like, so one thing that kills me about when artists they say this. I said, so what you trying to do with your music? Oh man, I'm trying to get back into it. Oh, you don't lost motion. You don't lost motion.
Yeah.
Now I was like, oh nah, you trying to get back into it? Don't ask me about no management. Yeah, I'm looking for a manager.
No, you're not.
No, you're not.
Because right now you got nothing to manage.
You ain't got nothing to manage.
You can't even figure out if this is what you really want to be in. Because you're trying to get back into it.
I'm trying to get back into it.
So,
and I met a lot of artists that say that. Oh, I'm trying to get back into it. So I'd be like, oh, so you don't have motion or momentum at one point, and you just for whatever reason you lost it. And now we got it. So now if I come in and manage you, now I got to figure out, well, how long you been not doing music? Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if you ain't been doing music consistently for 2 years, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it's very, very hard. And the question is, are you going to work that hard to even get back to the starting point? That's just to the starting point.
Yes.
to the starting point. Are you going to work that? Are you going to put in the work to get back to the starting point?
That's right.
And most of the answer be no.
That's right. Yeah. Now, if there's some celebrities out there that want me to help, manage that, we could we could do that.
You do that, man.
Right? Maybe call me. Like,
Call me.
Let's talk. You got motion going on, and you really trying to get up there. Like, hey, I do know some people. You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's but with a celebrity, even if a celebrity that haven't put out music for a while, they have a better chance.
Yeah, for sure.
I won't say easier, but they have a better chance of gaining that motion back than somebody just not unknown. Because now you got to do twice the work, and if you're willing to do that and recognize, like, hey, there's going to be twice the work to even get back to the starting point. If you're willing to do that, all right, then we can have a conversation.
Right. So for you, I'm gonna label that as number one mistake that you see artists make. Are there other mistakes that you see that artists, producers make in this industry? Like, what are some of the biggest things you see happen from an artist producer perspective?
Man, artists don't read. That's the biggest thing. Artists don't read, and producers as well. They don't read. They don't read.
We got books. Yeah, books. Y'all can read books.
They don't read. I say this is the Bible right here.
Yeah, look, if y'all
you got to at least have. If you don't got no other book, at least get that one.
At least get this. At least get this one.
Get that one.
It is like you know what?
That's a good one too.
You know what?
That's a good one too. I ain't seen that one.
That's why I got these books together though.
That's a good one too.
Right. So this one, all I need to know about the music business, Donald Passman.
Yes.
This is what, the 10th edition? I think it's on the 11th edition now, right?
Right.
This is a great book. But the reason why I like this book from Ari, I've been trying to get Ari on the show. So if anybody out there knows how to get in contact with Ari Herstand, that we can talk about the book, y'all let me know, right? So how to make it in the new music business. The reason why I love this book is because it is, like he says, practical tips on building a loyal following and making a living as a musician. Like, this is step-by-step guide for independence.
Yep.
This is the Bible for the music business. But you want to be an artist, producer?
Yeah.
This is like the book to go off of.
Yeah. I think with this book, if you just like solely want to be independent, I would say lean more into this. Not saying don't neglect that one, but lean more into this one. Now, if you want to own a record label, which I'll be trying, this is the one to lean more into. Then that's the one to lean into. Yeah, that's a good one too. I got that one at the house. I got that.
Yeah. The plain and simple guide to music publishing.
Yeah, they get straight to the point. That's why I like it. You get straight to the point.
Straight to the point.
Straight to the point.
Straight to the point.
So that's been they don't read.
They don't read.
They don't read. They just don't read. They won't read an article. They won't read a book. Half of them don't even read the Facebook post. You know what I'm saying?
Ain't no shade, y'all.
That's just what it is. And they just don't read. And that, matter of fact, that's bigger than the first one. That's like number one.
Yeah.
They just don't read because a lot of the information is out there. They just don't take the time to read.
Mm-hmm.
That's probably the biggest problem. That's why a lot of artists get screwed in contracts. And they're gonna find out a lot of artists unfortunately don't know how to read. They read it on the third grade level. So now you got that aspect of it. Because again, when you talk about the street culture or whatever, you got cats that come from the street, they don't know how to read.
Yeah.
So you hear about it, man, we got screwed in the contract, then you realize the way he talk, he might not even know how to read.
Right. No shade.
No shade. It's just
I can't work with somebody that's literally like from the street. I can't, because there's too many things that happen. I'm a family man. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
a family man.
I feel you.
Like once again, dumb question. You got beef with anybody? Anybody trying to get at you, right? Whether it's ops, cops, whoever. Like, because I don't want them showing up at the venue. I don't want them showing up at the house, at the studio.
Yeah. Or you out in public, you out in public at Kroger somewhere, and it's about, hey man, you manage it.
You manage that person,
you
don't
manage
you?
little shorty. You know what I'm saying?
Oh
Lord.
I'm like, nope.
Next thing you know, they throwing you in the trunk.
Look, you manage your boy, don't you? I do not.
No, I do not.
I do not.
Yes,
You
you
know,
do. I saw you at Kelby's event.
I do.
Shout out to Kelby making the magazine.
I don't manage that person anymore.
Anymore.
So I don't know what you're talking about.
Right,
You got any beef with that person? You got to go talk to him or her because it ain't me.
Man, some dude named Gutter say,
Nope.
Yeah, man. Yeah,
You got
if you're trying to be a manager in this business, definitely ask these questions.
Mm-hmm.
Matter of fact, you know what? We need to do it like I hope somebody reads it. We need to do like a post, like a blog post or something. Like, hey, these are the 50 questions you need to ask artists.
Yo, matter of fact,
you need to do it. Yeah.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna do a video.
If you do that, I got a mobile app.
Because I got
Beats by Ced mobile app. If you do that, I'll put it on my mobile app.
I need to get a mobile app too.
Oh, I give you.
Like we about to.
I give.
Yeah, I was about to go down. To go down.
I give you the plug with that one.
Like I need a mobile app too because there's certain things that I want to be able to push out. You know, on the mobile app side.
Yeah.
So yeah. We talk about that. But I would agree that a lot of people don't read. I mean, we talk a lot on the podcast about reading terms of service. A lot of people don't read terms of service, right? Like Spotify just came out with a whole new terms of service.
I ain't even read it yet, but I got to read it.
Brother.
I got to read it.
So people will probably disagree with our take on the Spotify terms of service, right? Because in the terms of service, Spotify says all the music that you upload, they don't have ownership of that. That's your music, right? That's 100% you. But then they use this term called user content. And then they go into the explanation of the use of the user content. And our take on it, me and my co-host take on it, is that the user content isn't specifically your music. It's whatever else you upload into Spotify that is considered user content. But now there's tons of videos out there that will say, and if you we talk about ChatGPT in there too. If you try to ChatGPT it, ChatGPT is going to come back and say that user content is also music. But I think Spotify was trying to make a delineation between your music is your music, but user content we can do stuff with. So then
what's considered user content? Because if what's considered user content then?
So
how they explain it.
So the way they put it was anything having to do with your name, your likeness, and like your photos. So if you upload album artwork, if you upload pictures of yourself or something like that, they can use it in any way that they see fit.
Oh, so they can use like in their promo campaign,
their promotion campaign, their indie artist of the week.
Yeah,
you know, the Hot 100. You know, Spotify. Boom, your picture's up there. You want them to do that. That is something you want them to be able to include you on. But and even for me, you know, as we talked about it, I still want to go back because I'm a nerd when it comes to that. I still want to go back and dig really deep on that to say, is user content really the music side? Because if it is, then they got some issues with that. There's some issues with that because now you're using the music in any kind of capacity and you're not paying me extra for it.
Right.
And that's what a lot of people are indicating that it is. I just don't know 100% if that's what it actually means, though, that they are taking your music and reusing the. Now they did say they could train their AI stuff on your music, though.
But see, but that.
Now that's
a concern. That's
an issue.
That's an issue, and that's a concern because let's say Spotify have a Super Bowl commercial, and they use one of your songs in the Super Bowl commercial,
and you know how many viewers? Yes,
probably about 7 million. I think about you know what I'm saying. So now you at the house, yeah, whatever, and then you hear doom, doom, doom. Wait a minute, that's my beat.
That's right.
On the Spotify, wait a minute, they didn't contact me.
That's right.
Wait a minute,
that's right.
So.
Now that is an issue if that is the situation that happens from that. But from a lot of the you making me go look it up. Right?
Looking up the terms right now.
But it was the Spotify for Artists terms of service though. But in there they talk about
that's crazy.
Yeah, bro. It was
Yeah, y'all got to read them terms of service, man.
That's the thing that people don't read. They don't read the terms of service. And like you got to go. I'm saying they're looking for terms of service now,
but you know, Splice been having issues because because
I try to stay away from Splice
because they saying that it's royalty free, right? The loops and the sounds is quote unquote royalty free, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then if you use that sound to compose a track, right? You compose the music, whatever, into it. Then let's say it get picked up by a movie or a label or another artist want to use it. Now it becomes an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's like, we gotta,
mm-hmm.
The person whoever made the loop can come after you and come after the label and ask for additional royalties or whatever the case may be.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? But he was like, wait a minute, this is a royalty free loop. So they had to go back. So they had to like redo they terms of service as well. So yeah, man, if y'all download, I don't got Splice no more because I don't
have Splice anymore.
Yeah, I don't use Splice anymore. But if you producers out there continue to use Splice, make sure you read them terms of service seriously.
Yeah, because that is super, man, that's super crucial, bro.
Yeah,
super crucial. And from a producer perspective, when you're thinking about Splice, Arcade, a lot of these different tools that you can use, Serum, Omnisphere, it actually tells you how you can really use their sounds from those systems and those plugins. And sometimes we just use them like, yeah, they ain't not gonna happen. Like, shit. I saw something that a company tried to go after Teenage Engineering. I think it was Teenage Engineering.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they make the little box. Oh man. You know, I don't have one, so that's why I don't use.
So when they make the I just lost train of thought.
They make the I'm about to show you.
Okay.
Yeah, the EP, this thing right here. They make that.
Oh.
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they try to go after somebody for using the sounds that were in here to make.
What?
Brother. Yes.
See, that's what
I saw that and I was like,
see, that's why the music industry is the way it is now.
I was like, really? They went after somebody for using. It's like you can't. But once again, those not my sounds.
Yeah,
I didn't make them. They made them. They dictate how those sounds can be used in their terms of service or terms and conditions, right? So even if you buy like a beat off BeatStars,
yeah,
right, they have terms and service and conditions. So you may think something's royalty free up to 1 million streams. You may think something's royalty free until it says master clearance guaranteed.
Right.
And you're like, oh, I didn't know that.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
So there's a lot of issues. That's why I was asking that question. What do you think are some of the biggest issues and concerns that artists and producers face today in the music industry?
They don't. That's a lot of it. A lot of it's self-inflicted, but they don't read. They don't take the time to do the research. Sometimes, man, they laziness. That's a big thing. A lot of artists and producers necessarily don't want to do the work that requires, because to be just bluntly honest, man, anything you're gonna do is gonna take work. I don't care what. Yes. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you're going your 9-to-5 job. You got to get up early to go drive, and it's gonna take work. But this is one industry, definitely it takes a lot of work. It just takes a lot of work because, again, you got to convince somebody. You know what I'm saying? I might have a better time convincing somebody to buy my T-shirt because they can use this. You know what I'm saying? They own it. They can use it. They can do whatever. They go wash your car with this. It don't matter. You know what I'm saying? They can reuse this. But trying to sell somebody my music, a necessity, a product that they necessarily don't need in their everyday life, I got to convince you to spend $10. And that takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of work. I got to sit here and convince you the not buy them. Nobody, dog, don't buy that toilet paper. You don't need that toilet paper. You need this album. You need this album. You listen to this album, and you got to convince that person.
An album needs to be good in order for me to. And I haven't bought music in a very long time.
That's another
very long time. Very long time. Just because some of it hasn't been good. And it's like, I'm okay. I don't really need that
Yeah, a lot of it has been
I don't need that album in my life. I'm
a lot
good.
of artists. I would listen to the album about what Big X. What's it? The Big X, is it Big X the Plug? That's his name. The big dude from the big dude from Texas. Really good, dope artist. The problem I had was all the songs were like under 2 minutes.
Yeah, that song's about to be under a minute.
I was like, what the? So it seems like the songs are getting shorter and shorter to the point where somebody gonna say, "Hey, that's it."
Have you seen that YouTube video? Have you seen that? Yeah. The dude was like, yeah. They're like, all right, that's it. Let's go. Let's go. I was like, oh no.
That's where we gonna be at.
Nah, I would rather go back and listen to my old school. And I got Wu-Tang, right? I'd rather go to Big Pot. I'd rather go back and listen to Meth. I'm going back EPMD. I'm going back. I'd rather listen to them.
Right. You can't even you want somebody to buy your music, and then your music is not even long enough to listen to it before they get out the garage. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So let me put on Southern music where Ced Wynez music. And as soon as they put it in, dog, as soon as you back out the garage, that's it. The whole album done. Hey, that's short.
6 songs. 6 songs, the album, 3 minutes.
Oh my goodness. That's what I'm saying, man. It's like, and that comes into laziness.
It does. I would agree with that.
That's the
100%.
That's the laziness. You know what I'm saying? Well, nobody don't sit, and think about this. And I always ask this question. They keep on saying that the audience, they got a short attention span. Really, they do? Because I haven't heard nobody come out and said, I haven't heard the regular audience, the consumer said, yeah, we don't want long songs. I ain't never heard it.
I haven't heard anybody say that either.
So where did it come from? Why y'all keep saying that?
Man, I don't want to listen to songs longer than 3 minutes, bro. I need a 2-minute song. That's it. Like, y'all songs be too long, bro. Like,
never heard nobody.
Actually, I heard somebody say that.
One person. You have to think one person.
I think it was one person. Female rapper.
But she don't count.
Tag.
She don't count.
Maybe it was Lotto. I think it was Lotto. One of them said, all I know is somebody said it. Somebody said something about songs are too long today. And so they want to make shorter songs. Y'all go out and find out. I'm going to find out who said it.
Who in hell said that?
Somebody did say that. I heard somebody say they want to have shorter songs.
Question is, did the consumer say that?
No. Well, I didn't say it. Well, I'm not a consumer.
No, I'm just saying. That's just the question I'm asking.
Right.
General, right? Okay, well, you artist, because it's coming from the artist.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming from the artists and the people in the music industry. Okay, did the consumers say they don't want longer songs?
Mm-hmm.
Because what I'm hearing is the consumer like, we want long. We tired of this garbage. They tired of it.
Yeah, we want 90s. We want to go back to the 90s, early 2000s.
They keep on saying that.
Right, we want music like that.
Like that. So if they,
I want to hear intro, verse.
So if the consumer is saying that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why y'all keep on going? Yeah, why y'all keep on making shorter songs? Y'all not even doing what your consumer is saying.
Mm-hmm.
You making short. So now they're going to disconnect.
Absolutely.
Now you got to disconnect.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So the artists, and then well, why artists ain't doing it? Artists are too lazy.
I want bridges.
Yeah.
I'm an R&B guy. I want bridges. Y'all, I don't listen to a lot of R&B music today because there ain't no bridges. So I'm like,
all the R&B, they rapping on trap music.
It's all trap music.
Singing on trap music.
Yeah. It's all
on the trap beats.
I want.
It sounded horrible at the
90s, early 2000s. Now, of course, that's a genre. I mean, not genre, an era that may never come back in its fullest. But there could be elements of that. Mm-hmm. Like I would listen to a song that's 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like I have no issues. Matter of fact,
nope.
I was listening to Earth, Wind and Fire today because I'm an old head, right?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know this. I'm 51. I'm listening to Earth, Wind and Fire today. Let's Groove, that song.
Oh, that song, yeah.
That's my jam, though. They just did a concert too on the 21st of September.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was.
I bet it was.
It was dope. That song got to be like 6 minutes though.
I heard a song from Isaac Hayes. It was like, was it the Mellow? Was it the Mellow music? Is that what that's the name of it? But anyway, that song like 7 minutes. I'm driving. I'm listening to it.
I'm listening to it.
Just listening. It was like, and it was just the instrumentation because he played instruments as well. So it was like, yeah, man, it was dope. But again, the consumer is saying, they keep on saying like they say, now you know what they're saying? They're saying the music trash today. This is what the people, the regular people that listen to music saying the music is trash.
Mm-hmm.
But the artists keep on saying, no, the people who got short attention spans. Y'all the only ones saying that.
But that's because there's no quality assurance either. Who is actually critiquing the music prior to it being released to say, this ain't it, or this is it. Now, if you notice, a lot of mega stars, some of them too, they be putting on trash music, but some of them, I'm sure there's a process, and plus they have a track record as well, and they have people that they have to answer to from a label perspective that may say, we want that song, but we don't want this song.
Yeah,
type of stuff.
That's true.
Independence, it don't even matter. I could be in my house, I can make a song and load it up to DSPs today. They could be trash, and who's going to provide any critique to say, hey, now I may send it to some of my homies, they may go, yo, this is dope. And if they give me the feedback, I'm like, okay, cool. Because they're going to be real about if it's good or not. And then I can say, okay, cool, I'm going to put it out. Some people are like, nah, no. But I think we've gotten out of the habit of people critiquing and providing feedback on music, and for independents to be receptive of it. That's the other piece. Is like, man, who are you to tell me my music trash, bro? You don't know, bro. Like, my music hot.
So now it comes, that's another issue. They're afraid of criticism. They afraid of and especially hard criticism.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You know, hey, bro, your music trash. They don't want to hear that.
They don't want to hear it.
They don't want to hear it. They want to hear it in a nice way. Yeah, they want to hear a long soliloquies of why the music not good. No, dog, your music is trash. It's not that good. Go back in the lab and redo it. Right. And that doesn't mean that you can't make better songs. Go back and do it. Go redo it or make another one. Or okay, cool. Put it out and okay, cool. You got an option. Then put it out and see what people say. If you know doggone well nobody, you already know. You know the answer right there.
You know the answer.
But if you getting somebody to say, nah, bro, that ain't it. That ain't it. Simple as that. But they not doing that. They putting it out first.
Right.
They putting it out first and just let the chips fall where they may, and nobody's saying nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they ain't got nobody around them. Say again, you got producers that be in their bedroom making beats, and they be like, "Oh man, this beat dope and it's dope." Well, you saying it's dope.
Facts. Sit on it for like a day or so, and they come back and listen to that mug with fresh ears, and you can be like,
"Right,
yo, hold on, I put this in here."
Yeah. That happened plenty of times.
This can't be what I put in here. What was that? At 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm like, yeah, that's high. Come back and listen to it 2 days later. You're like,
man, the bass line is off.
In the world? Why is this out of key? Like, who thought this was?
No.
Plenty of times. Why did I put that in here? Like, that's. But you got to have that critique in that way.
Yeah.
You can't be afraid of feedback and critique in that perspective.
They sure are, man. A lot of them are.
So before we even end our time, man, I want to definitely talk about Ced Media, Beats by Ced, your mission, your vision for what you do. Talk a little bit about that.
Well, I started Cinematic. Well, it's actually Cinematic Inc. that I'm having like the records, media, and stuff like that.
So it's Umbrella.
Yeah, it's Umbrella, okay, different things. What I wanted to do is, I got Beats by Ced as the brand, but I started Beats by Ced Radio as well. It's on my mobile app. Y'all can go download it. And I want to give producers and composers and instrumentalists a platform, because I found that there's not a lot of radio stations online and in the main. They don't play a lot of instrumental music, and there's an audience for it.
Facts.
You know what I mean? And also for artists to come in and say, hey, listen, this is got dope beats here, not just from me, but from other producers. You just put on the app or put on the radio and just let it fly. And then if you like a beat that come up, contact one of us. Simple as that. Because I know artists need beats. They never go around the beat. They need beats. You know what I'm saying? So starting cinematic records is pretty much is gonna, I want to sign more instrumentalists, you know what I'm saying? And stuff like piano players and saxophone players and stuff like that. And kind of like merge, hip hop and like maybe, I know they've been doing it, but like merge jazz, different genres. I would love to have my goal is that my first artist I know I'm assigned is probably going to be a EDM DJ or something like that, make his own music and stuff like that. Because that way we can capture the goal is we can capture the performance, and I got this guy making the beats, and we can market that way. I think it just, from business sense, it just makes sense.
That makes sense. There's a lot of money in the EDM
exactly
type side. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. And you necessarily don't need a recording artist on the beats. You know what I'm saying? You could use them as secondary. You know what I mean? And of course, cinematic media, the media will do everything around the company and the artists and stuff, like create all the content and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And of course do some podcasting. I'm gonna get back into the interviewing, because interviewing DJ EFN and PD Crack and Marvin Dunn, you know what I'm saying, and Big Gib and stuff like that. So it kind of like, okay, I can do this. You know what I mean? But when I interviewed those guys on a radio station I was part of, and I was like, okay, I can do this, but I need to get the structure, get the structure right. I don't think nobody should do anything unless you get the business structure right, because the IRS is some gangsters,
right?
That's
the real gangsters.
There's some gangsters. You ain't gonna out gangster. What it said? Somebody said in the movie, you ain't gonna out gangster no bank and IRS.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, right. So I ain't scared of no Crip, no Bloods, but I'm scared of the IRS.
Right.
Dude, they the biggest gangsters.
Right.
That's pretty much the vision and goal for the Cinematic Inc. and the records and the media and everything.
Yeah, that's what's up, brother. It's good to have vision, and it's good to have plans and put those plans into action so that all of those things can come to fruition.
Yeah.
For you and for the people that may be working with you down the line. So that's always a blessing to have.
Oh yeah.
The key in that, ladies and gentlemen, is make sure you have a plan.
Yeah.
A lot of times people want to tackle things without plans. And y'all can go watch my video. I did a whole video on creating
a plan.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like, y'all can talk about it.
They don't be having no plan. They be like, so what's your plan? Yeah, when the donkey get wings, and you got no plan. At least have some form of a plan. You know what I mean? Have some type of plan. You know what I mean? That's key. And my advice to artists too, I know we got some time, but I mean, my advice to artists too is that make sure you just clear in what you really want to do. Make sure you have that clear vision. What you do you really want to do this? Sit back one day. You ain't got to tell nobody. You ain't got to call nobody. Post it. Just take a day. If you need to take 2 days, just take a day. Go walking in the park or something. And that's serious. Go walk in the park. Go in the gym. I like to work out. That's my thing. Just ask yourself, do I really want to do this? Do I see myself doing this for the rest of my life? Not 15 years, for the rest of your life.
That's right.
If you don't see us doing this rest of your life, then this game is probably not for you.
Yeah.
I'm going to be in this for the rest of my life.
Yeah. Look, whether I tell people whether I'm making money or not.
Yep.
Because this is a passion that I have. I'm going to be in this music media for the rest of my life, because it's essentially what I truly want to do.
Yeah.
And if you're not really, as you said, you're not really serious about it, and if it's not something you think you're going to do, and for the rest of your life, and this is a hobby, it's okay.
Fine.
If it's a hobby, fine, but don't go out and spend tons of money on your hobby.
So don't bug me and don't call. Don't call. Don't come to the indie. Indie Unplugged. Be talking about, yeah, can you interview? But you doing this as a hobby.
You
man.
got one song, bro. Like,
right. Oh my God. Man, we could talk about it all day. Boy.
All day, bro. Like, facts though. No, facts. So
yeah,
whenever you get back to interviewing, I want to come on, man, so we can continue this conversation.
Yeah, man, because I'm telling you, man, it's a lot, and a lot of artists they could definitely learn, and the information is out there. But I understand, the accessible with the podcast and platforms like this one, and it's great. But man, listen, the information is out there, the knowledge is there. And if you do have some people in your corner that you can dial up the number and call them, that's a blessing. Because when I first started, I didn't have that. When I first started making music and getting this, I had nobody I can call that was like in the music industry until I met my cousins. What we still call my cousin. Until I met my cousin Rob. You know what I'm saying? So outside of him, I ain't had nobody. I started this thing cold turkey. Only producer I knew was Dr. Dre. When I started this. That's it. And, you know what I mean? That's it.
Yeah.
That was my first introduction to hip hop. I knew he made music. You know what I mean? I knew he was a producer until I heard the term beats. And that was it. You know what I mean? And some of y'all are like that like me. And but some of y'all do have people y'all can call. Call them people and ask them questions, man. Don't be afraid to ask them questions. Ask them questions. Ask.
Don't be afraid to read. Don't be afraid to watch. I mean, even watch
Definitely.
YouTube videos. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, Ced said it earlier, though. Just be careful of who you listen to.
Facts.
Because there's a lot of misinformation that actually exists out there. Not everybody in the music industry is actually in the music industry, right? So just be very careful. The one thing I love about the Indie Unplugged is that we're actually indies who are actually really doing the music thing.
Yeah.
Right. And so I've been a manager before. I've done that side of the business. I am a producer. I've been doing that. I'm also in the media side. I've been doing that. I work with tons of, well, I'll say tons of artists, but a lot of independent artists. And, you know, and so we do this. Ced does this. Like
I'm in this thing, man. I'm in it.
We're really in it. We're not on the sidelines. We're not an executive out in the record label somewhere. We're actually in the thick of it.
We in the game, man. We on the field.
We on the field.
Literally, we battling Ray Lewis, Shannon Sharp, all these.
Right.
we get them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and also too, before you know, I don't want to take too much time, but also remember this, and that's why I had to remember you. It is a competition. Not saying that you know you got to put somebody down. You are competing. So when and I learned this playing football. When scouts come in and scout you, they not trying to see that you can play against the other guys in high school. No, they saying that you can play against the Ed Reeds, the Ray. That's who.
That's who you're gonna be playing against.
That's who you're gonna be playing against. So when the NFL come in and scout these players, you know what I'm saying? They want to see, hey, you gonna be able to tackle Edwin James. They want to see that you're gonna be able to the guard Shannon Sharp or Travis Kelce. A lot of these guys. They want, you know what I'm saying? Okay, you get out here, you know, guard Jamar Chase. They're not getting you to see you can guard the guy that you used to play in college. No, they see can you cover these guys in the NFL? So it's the same thing when you get out here and the label come and ask you, or it's the same thing. You know, so are you going to be able to compete with the 2 Chainz, with the Beyoncés and stuff? I'm telling you, I'm telling you, you don't think you in competition? No, you're going to have to compete. And it's not competing to put somebody down. That's just how they looking at it. You know what I mean? Because they always look, who's the next Chris Brown? So you gonna be competing against. So when it comes to anything, you gonna be competing against Chris Brown. So if Chris Brown go out on stage and kill it, you better be ready.
Facts, ladies and gentlemen. Look, we're gonna end it on that because that's facts right there, man. Ced, boy, it's been a pleasure, my guy.
Man, it's been a pleasure, man. I love it,
man. I love it,
brother. Man.
Love it,
man. I appreciate y'all.
But
man.
yeah, ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you very much for tuning in to the Indie Unplugged, of course, where we take a deep dive into the indie journey. Once again, we are in this industry. We do this for, you know, whether it's a living, part-time, whatever the case, we do this. We're in the game. But thank you very much for tuning in. Before we even did, I even say peace. Where can they find you at, bro? So they can
you can find me at beatsbyced.net and download my mobile app. Also, let me put this in here. Check out my boy's album, Yoda, Fresh Out of Favors, produced by me and my partner, my homie D Shim. Go get that album right now. Beatsbyced.net. Download the mobile app as well.
That's right. Peace.